Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Reaction. Been a while since I've had one of these in the executive producer queue, but it's also been just a couple of months since he's requested this, and I'm finally getting around to it. So this is a request from Black Gold 185. It's Duel theme connected, another one from Master Duel, and from my prior experience on Yu-Gi-Oh! Music, I've been insanely surprised by how well they're written and everything, so I'm sure this is going to be no different, and I gotta listen to it. So without further ado, let's go! Got that bravado coming in. Whew, what a climb. But it's still a battle theme, isn't it? Gotta have the energy. I love this sort of rhythm. These accents are always fun. There's a xylophone in there. Subtle. Oh. Ooh. Oh. What interesting vocals to throw in there. What? Ooh. Oh, we're taking a breather. That's supposed to be a clock? There's some sound design stuff they're sprinkling in here that I'm like... I'm like barely catching it. That's really fun. I would hate to be the trumpeter having to play that. That's so fast. Yeah, it is like a clock. It's like moving around in the ears now. Guess that's one way to make the players feel like they're running out of time. Literally threatening them with it. They do such a good job at making the songs feel so uplifting yet so threatening at the same time. I like that it's going like in this ear, out this ear, and then coming back in this ear. It's like it's going around your head. Usually you hear it bouncing between the two ears, but no, this one's like, no, we're going full 360. Ooh. right, now it's F-Zero. Let's go. Introduce a drum kit and an electric guitar. That's an odd time signature, too. I was just counting that out. I'm like, that's not 4/4. They're getting fancy with this. Back to that intimidating aura. My goodness. It's got to be winding down now, right? Yep, okay. I assume it'll loop from there as well. So I checked the description to see if there was a composer. It was Yasunori Nishiki. Again, of course, I remember that name from one of the last ones, if it wasn't both of them. But at the same time, found out that this was a stitched together version by the person who uploaded it, and that makes a lot of sense too. There was some stuff in there that I'm like, this feels like it's completely different. Like, you're going through different aspects of a battle, and that would make sense. This entire thing is like 3 phases of a battle. That wasn't given to me by Black Gold in the request. They just said, listen to this. So I'm like, okay, you know, that's how this whole thing works with the executive producer queue. So I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, I'll listen to it, whatever. It doesn't matter. But I didn't know that this was 3, and I didn't see it in the video that there was 3 defined sections in the video as well. So this totally makes sense now why there was such a distinct line between all of them. But the uploader did a great job at blending those together. He also said it was a pain to edit, and I definitely believe that. To get things that smooth, it can take quite a while sometimes. But man, what a great job on this one. And again, the thematic changes between these different parts now making more sense. I'm able to understand what's happening here and why things sounded so different. And that last chunk, especially when they introduced all the electric guitar and the drum kit, it's like, God, punch me in the face. I don't know what it is with video game music, especially stuff that's like anime or card game inspired that has like insanely good soundtracks. Like a lot of the Dragon Ball Z games have similar things going on with their thematic stuff where they like separate things into phases like this, and they all just sound so both impressive and inspiring, but oppressive and tiring at the same time. Like everything I'm listening to makes me feel like I have to go as fast as possible to get whatever done, but at the same time, there's something just so inspiring about hearing these chords, this major energy that's being thrown at you that makes you just feel like everything will be okay, even when it's not gonna be if you don't get it done. There's just such an interesting balance there that consistently in these song reactions I do of these games and such, I just do not understand. That's why I'm so energized right now, because I got like a giant energy boost from this song. I feel like I need to go do stuff, and since I'm about to go to work, that kind of makes sense for me. But it's this energy that's so awe-inspiring that just makes me feel that way. It makes me want to do stuff, and I'm sure that's exactly what they were trying to write for. Something that could be seen and heard as intense, and something that can also be weirdly comforting in certain ways, like especially at the beginning where things were a lot more uplifting and everything was a lot more generally major key, compared to the second one that felt a lot more intense, a lot more threatening, and had that clock sample in there, and then the third one having a much more like aggressive energy with all of the rock and roll elements, the guitar and drums being thrown in. It's just all of that bringing you through a story and making you feel what they want you to feel for those moments, especially adding in stuff like the sound design with the clock sample and everything. And like I mentioned, having it go like around the head instead, so it makes it feel like you're surrounded by the threat of ever-present time and that limitation that you probably have at whatever's happening at this moment. I know it's a dual theme, I just don't know against who or with what, so if there was a time limit, that would totally make sense, or maybe they just threw it in there to have a little fun. I don't know. Sometimes composers can be weird and do stuff that makes no sense because it sounds cool, and that's awesome. But I'm also getting very worked up about this one, so I'm going to stop yapping about it. But as per usual, an amazing song by the same composer who's brought me these amazing tracks before. And thank you, Black Gold, again for throwing this into the queue, because it's always cool hearing these songs, especially for stuff that until you started requesting these, I didn't even know existed in this world. I didn't even know that there was a Yu-Gi-Oh card game at the time, so it's really neat hearing these sorts of things. But anyway, thank you all so very much for listening. If you enjoyed this video and you have something else you want me to get to, by all means, leave it in the comments below and I will do my best to get to it. If you want to have a guaranteed request like this, of course, you can join my Patreon or my YouTube memberships at the executive producer queue or higher, and I will definitely get to one of your songs down the line. But otherwise, if you just enjoyed this video and you want to follow me and support me for other videos in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!